Welcome to the Woburn Spotlight. I'm Brian Willett, filling in for Tyler Gates, and today my guests are Bill Murray and Mike Dever, and we're going to talk about the annual Library Park Blues Festival. So welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Well, the first thing I want to mention is, last year it was canceled due to COVID. You couldn't really organize it. How were you able to organize it this year? Because you have to organize this stuff, months in advance, and you guys were obviously able to do it. So how were you able to do that?
We started late and we just hustled, What was our first meeting? April?
Yeah. We're a little behind. We were behind. But then we just decided, let's go for it. We owe it to our veterans to raise this money and let's get going. And our sponsors stepped right up to the plate as soon as we sent them something. As far as, money goes and stuff like that, just about all our people were on board again. And you just got to, like Bill said, just go for it and hustle.
Yeah, I was happily surprised to see it organized this year, and it's going on. So that was great news. Can you guys explain how the event got started? I know you've done this before, you explained it before, but can you explain it again for people who haven't seen the show, of how you guys started to get the idea for the Blues for Veterans Library Park Festival?
Mike went to a music festival. He could segue into that.
Yeah, well, I used to drive by King Pine. I had a house up in Freedom, New Hampshire, and up by Ossipee. And so every time we drove up to North Conway and I'm looking at King Pine, I go, wow, that'd be a great place to have a blues festival. Wow, that'd be a great place every time. And my wife one day, she said, will you shut up? Every time we go by here, you're talking about a blues festival. Yeah. And then one day I had come down from New Hampshire. I was going to work. I tend bar at the American Legion. It was a Sunday. And I pulled into Library Park and I put my head kind of on the fence right there and everything. I'm looking out there and I go, what do you think of the Library Park Blues Festival? Because I'm in New Hampshire. I don't know anybody up there. I was on the city council here in Woburn. I know some people here. I'm involved in the American Legion, Veterans Affairs, all that kind of stuff. So I just said, how about the Library Park Blues Festival? And then all of a sudden people just stepped right up, and Billy said, well, man, we can raise money for veterans. And so that was it. It just kind of happened. Tommy Doherty came by. What are you doing, Mike? I says, well, what do you think of the Library Park Blues Festival? Joe Simons, hey, I want to be on that committee. Yeah, we can, and it just kind of.
Yeah, originally the idea was that it was going to be a commercial endeavor, and then Mike and I got talking. We realized the city's not going to give us the property for that, so Mike and I got kicking around and we decided to raise some money for veterans.
Yeah, it is a great cause too.
Yeah. And we've given what, over 70K?
Oh no, over 90.
90? Yeah.
Over $90,000 to veterans in need, for anything from a wheelchair ramp that we built for guys stuck in their house, helping our troops to help with their mailing costs. Sometimes they've been really hurting, and so we help them.
Comfort Warriors.
Comfort Warriors.
Yep.
We do a lot with the VA hospital over in Bedford. We put on music events over there. We donate money to their crafts program. And we've done a good job. Just as, you want to call us a go-between or whatever, we raise money and we pass it off. The veterans officer, Larry Giuseppe, might say so-and-so needs some help, and we figure it out. And if we think it's in our realm of possibility, in our mission statement, if you will, then we do it. And if we can't, well, we just say we can't.
Yep.
One of our veterans turned 100 recently, Vinny Simeone, and we decided to just give him a check and let him do what he wants with it.
Oh, that's good
we
too.
gave him a card and a check.
Yep.
$100, right?
It was more than that. I'm not going to say, but it was more than that.
Yeah. Well, that's great.
Whatever it was.
Yeah. And how do you guys get? How do you guys contact the bands, and who does all that work? Because there's a lot of work trying to contact the bands and getting them to schedule to come out to a concert on a certain date.
The band manager.
Yeah.
I mean,
I've been doing that. The first year Mike did it, and then the second year I started doing it. Mike's busy with being the president, and he's the MC at the event. And I started doing it, and basically what I do is I look on YouTube, I get references. I try not to just look at people that I like. I try to look at people I think everyone will like.
Yep.
and then it just starts out with kicking a few tires, and we always shoot big for the headliner, and then we whittle down to somebody we can afford. A couple of acts that we thought we could bring to Woburn, they wanted in excess of $25K, and that's not doable. Not only that, the infrastructure down there is not going to hold a crowd if we get too big a name.
Right, right. So what are some of the bands, who are some of the bands that you've gotten this year?
Well, want me to run through it?
Sure.
The headliner is Frankie Boy and Blues Express. He's a journeyman blues guy. He's from the Newburyport area. And I happened to see him at Motorcycle Week by accident at a couple of venues, and he's going to bring a lot of energy to the stage.
Okay, great.
Kind of classic blues. Then we have Bucket of Blues, who's they've performed before. They're a bunch of local guys.
Them. Yep.
And then we have the Sonia Ray Taylor Band, and her and her husband both swap off with lead and rhythm guitar. They're a real good band. And then the fourth band is Peter Hi-Fi Ward in Electric Blues. He's a journeyman. He's good friends with Ronnie Earl.
Plus his brother, mention his brother, Mudcat.
And then we have the fifth band is Ron Levy, and he's going to be backed by the Michael Vincent Band. Ron Levy is from Brookline, Mass. As a senior in high school, he went on tour with Albert King. After that, B.B. King took a look at him, and he toured with B.B. King all over the world for 7 years. So he's going to be an exciting act to see.
He's a big guy, you know what I mean?
And then the headliner is Danny Klein's Full House. Danny is a founding member of Jay Giles and the bassist.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I think we have a good lineup this year.
Yeah, it's good that you have some local people in there too.
Yeah.
Draw some of their friends to the concert.
Even
as
like
well.
Bucket of Blues, they have Mike Doherty from Woburn.
Yeah,
who
right. I
sits
remember
in
them
with
from a few years
You
back.
throw a rock in Woburn, you hit a Doherty.
Right. Yeah. So can you explain some of the other activities that go on there? I know you guys are trying to make it more family-based, not just adults, but anything for the kids to do, and the food vendors and things like that.
Well, one thing is we got an immense amount of wonderful manicured grass done by the Parks Department in Woburn, and so people can run around out there. People bring their kids; they can kick it around a little bit here and there. We have ice cream, fried dough, sausage, and all that kind of stuff. And kids under 12 are free. And then Lawless Chrysler Jeep sometimes have some games and whatnot to play. They're one of our major sponsors, and if not, our biggest sponsor. And they're going to bring some trucks there, some of their new stuff. They got a new 3-seater Jeep that they've been really promoting all over, and they're going to have one of those down there so people can take a look. And with that, they have their people down there, their salespeople and everything, and doing stuff with kids, T-shirts, all kinds of stuff, So it's a good. We got beer and wine, and we have a good time. We kind of fill up the afternoon. I mean, 1 to 8:30 is that's really doing it. So they need to come on down after soccer, come on down before soccer. Whatever you're doing with your family that day, come on down. It's well worth it, and it supports local veterans,
I remember the beer area is called the Swamp. Is it still the Swamp?
Well, only $20 for 6 bands, folks.
Right. Yeah, that's great.
You can't
that's a great
beat that.
deal.
Well, the Swamp, so when you think of what you're going to do, we got the VIP tent, the officers mess, if you will. And so we had a military theme. Billy's an old Army guy, I'm an old Army guy, and we have a lot of veterans in our organization. And so we still, I don't know, once you're in there, life changes for you.
It's a good time once you're in there. So, I know you mentioned Lawless as one of the major sponsors. Can you want to mention some of the other major sponsors as well?
I don't want to really miss anybody, but
you just mentioned a couple of the major ones.
Lynch Cantillon, they've been with us from the beginning. They give us a lot of money, Lawton Realty, Mulcairn, what's the name of her company there?
Well, Joanne Mulcairn's
Joanne
the principal.
Mulcairn, the principal.
Richie Morgan, who's involved with Wynn Street Service. Him and his wife Patty have been very generous personally too.
a whole bunch of people that give us $500, $200, you know, and you know, they've just been steady, solid supporters for our cause.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because they know us, for whatever the reason that they're making this happen. It's been just fantastic. You know, they really stepped up. And some years you don't think, well, it's a tough year this year. But they dig deep and they give us some money, and we've done great. We really have. That's great. This has surprised me that, you know, the people have come out on a regular basis and just supported our organization. Yep. We're just part of Woburn. We're a couple of Woburn schmucks that just out there having a good time.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah, well, I'm a regular Woburn schmuck.
Yeah.
And what it is, too, we got an event. This is a huge event for the city.
Yeah.
And hopefully, I have a good feeling this year. I know we say that every year, but this year we got a good feeling. People look like they want to get out from the COVID, get out in the fresh air. Come on down, have a good time.
One of the benefits is it's outside.
Yeah.
So, you know, people are less afraid of it, you know, when you're outside.
And there's plenty of room.
And there's plenty of room, yeah, absolutely.
Say, bring your grandchildren down.
Yeah.
Kids under 12 are free. Walk around, let them run around, have a good time, buy them an ice cream. We got Ben and Jerry's down there. We got fried dough and all the other fixings, sausages, burgers, dogs, and we got the VIP mess, so people that have given us good money that are VIPs, they go in the tent, they eat for nothing. And that's provided. Paul McGilvery from the Greens Grill has done that for years.
Yep.
This year, he has taken a year off, and we got our good and dear friend, Joe Sotheby, handling the VIP tent food this year.
And Eli's from Eli's Country Store from Wilmington is providing most of the food product.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it's very generous of them.
Yeah.
Joe's an
Great.
employee there as well.
Yep.
So just things just happened.
So also in the past, there's been a tent with raffles. Is that still going on as well for people to put their raffles in and
They're
stuff?
kind of toned down this year.
Okay. Okay.
That takes a lot of people
Yeah.
in there to do all this folding and doing
Right,
this
and
and
you
that.
have to work in there all
So
day,
we're
yeah.
really we're raffling off the.
You have the door prize.
That's the big one. We have a door prize,
Yeah.
which is.
Let's talk about
the
the
door
door
prize.
prize
Yeah, the
first.
door prize is a Washburn acoustic guitar package.
Yep.
It was donated by Bill's Music in 136 Main Street in Peabody. Bill has been helping us out since our inception, and he always donates the door prize. See, it's some form of an acoustic package every year.
Yep.
And all people have to do, it's kind of a double sword. We garner people's information, and then they put their name in for the door
Yeah,
prize.
right, for the door prize, right.
Yeah,
So we got to get on our email list and
yeah.
all that kind of stuff.
And then there's the major raffle for a more expensive guitar. You want to talk about that, Bill?
Sure. This year, usually we've gone with a Fender Stratocaster, and we were going to go with it. Matter of fact, it says it on the tickets. But I got a chance at the last minute. Can you see that, everybody? Bill's Music gave us this instrument at cost. It retails for $1,025. It's a 75th year anniversary of the founding of Fender Electric Instruments, it was known at the time. So that company was founded in 1946. So this is a 75th year anniversary Telecaster. It's metal flake silver, and it's got modern features. It's got the 6 saddle bridge instead of the 3 of the original one. But it's a real nice guitar.
Yep, it's a great looking guitar.
I
too.
haven't plugged it in yet, but I will. Brian
Make
played
sure
it.
it works.
Brian did an unplugged thing.
Yeah,
before
we
the
did
show.
unplug.
How was
before
it,
the
Brian?
show.
Feeling that good?
It felt great.
Felt great.
Yeah, it feels like a nice solid guitar. I like the Telecaster because it doesn't have a whammy bar, and your strings tend to go out of tune with a whammy bar, so I like a nice hard stop tail. So,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's a good-looking
concur. I like
guitar.
the maple
Yeah.
neck myself.
Yeah,
too.
I do too. I do the
You
light
know?
colored maple. Yeah.
And it does affect the tone of the guitar, whether
Yep.
it's maple or rosewood neck.
So how much are the raffle tickets?
The finish is on the headstock. as
Yeah,
well.
it's great. It's a great looking guitar. Yeah.
We're going to sell 300 tickets at $10 a piece. And if anybody wants a ticket prior, my phone number is on the Facebook and the website, which is bluesforveterans.org, but my phone number is 781-953-5005, and I would be glad to get you the tickets prior to the festival.
Yep, that's great. I know I'm going to get a few. So I know, you guys have been organizing the Library Park Blues Festival for, this will be the 9th annual, but you also do other events here in town. There's one coming up in November as well?
That's correct.
So these are all Blues for Veterans Association events?
Exactly. Just quickly, we do what we call 3 nights of blues, and we started it just to give back to our patrons, because we don't charge a lot of money. But then we also started a series at the Bedford VA and at the Chelsea Soldiers Home, which we're on hold right now due to the pandemic.
Yep.
But we've sent probably 15 or 20 musicians to Bedford, and then we did one gig at Chelsea Soldiers Home. The Night of Blues this year, we're going to have it at the Country Club at the Fairways, and we're going to have Brad Foucher is going to open with a solo act. And then we're going to have an old staple, Boston Baked Blues is going to be the headliner.
Okay,
So
yep.
it should be a fun night.
Great.
We have snack food, and it's $10 to get in. So you're going to see 2 acts for $10. It starts at 7 o'clock. It runs to 11:30.
And
That's November 13th.
Okay.
And we always do those at the American Legion, but we're doing this one here at the Woburn Country Club.
Yep.
Paul McGilvery has donated the food for the VIP tent.
And his
I mean,
employee.
yeah, lobster rolls, all kinds of stuff. And his employees coming up there helping for the entire existence of this organization.
And this is
So
another
we're-
fundraiser?
yeah.
I'm assuming,
Yes.
right?
So
Yeah,
we're
okay.
trying to give, that way
Yep.
he'll make some money, people will be up there eating, they'll be drinking, and
And what are-
it's
what are the
just a
ticket-
little bit of a payback for him.
What are the ticket prices for that event?
$10.
$10, okay.
Yeah, and that's usually at the door. We
Okay,
try,
yeah,
we
people
try to
just come.
pre-sell, but
Yep.
people are stingy about the Saturday nights. They kind of wait till the last minute,
Yeah,
myself
right.
included.
But we usually get a good crowd,
Yeah, we do.
depending, 150,
Yeah,
We've had upwards of 200.
yeah,
And sometimes you get some surprise guests there. Ronnie Earls jumped up there a couple times, depending on who was headlining and stuff like that. The blues world, you know what I mean? They're
Right,
out
yeah.
there doing their thing. So,
yeah.
pretty cool.
It's fun.
Yep.
Fun
Our-
night, cheap night.
Yep. So the 9th Annual Library Park Blues Festival, September 18th, from 1 to 8:30,
Yep.
and $20 to get in. Anything else you guys
Here's
want
our
to
flyer.
say about it? Or
Take a picture.
Danny Klein's Full House is the headliner?
Yes.
Yep.
And not only children under 12 are free,
Great, yep.
active duty veterans are free too. They present their ID at the gate. We
Yep, that's great.
bring them in.
That's good to know too.
And we have a couple of splinter groups who help us too. We're kind of tied at the hip to the George A. Campbell Post 101 American Legion. Mike and I are members, but they've donated monies. They give us their hall all the time for no cost for our Nights of Blues. And then you have the Sons of the American Legion have been helpful to us, the Women's Auxiliary, and a group that's been together for about 5 years, the Legion Riders. They've been very helpful to us. Matter of fact, they made a nice donation to us.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they'll be at the festival with a little booth of their own,
Yeah.
just to talk about what they do.
They're a motorcycle club. Legion
Yeah.
Riders is a national organization, under the umbrella of the American Legion. And those guys have stepped up big time. They've been fantastic for us, really has. As an organization, this organization, Blues for Veterans, as well as the American Legion.
Yeah. Just a couple of other things. Every year, just something we kind of started around the stage is each year we dedicate the stage to somebody who really made a mark in the music world and who has passed on. And this year it's going to be Peter Green. Peter Green was a phenomenal guitar player. He was also the founding member of Fleetwood Mac. Before they were a pop group, they were a blues group.
Yep.
Matter of fact, most people in the music field know, but Peter wrote Black Magic Woman way before
Wow, yeah.
Carlos
No, I
made
didn't
it
know that,
popular. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
If you YouTube it, you can catch his version live.
Yep, yep.
So we're going to dedicate to Peter this year.
Great.
It's sad that we have to do that, but you know what I mean? It's that's what we do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've had B.B. King, we've had, some people that just, they leave their mark.
I just want to mention my girlfriend of 12 years passed away, Jean Sullivan, and she's been one of our volunteers since the inception. And so we'll miss her this year.
Okay,
because
yeah,
I miss
I
her.
didn't know that either. Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry about that.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah,
known her
thank you.
since I was 5 years old.
Yeah.
She was very nice, same
Yeah,
age,
wow.
same neighborhood.
Yep.
But
sad.
our volunteers are the engine behind this thing, I mean,
Yeah.
people come to us, what can I do? And we always think we're not going to have enough personnel, and they always
End up pulling it
come
off.
through.
Yeah, that's great.
Exactly.
And if you're watching this interview and you do want to volunteer, we can find a spot for you. So come on down or give us a call. Billy gave you his number. My number
Exactly.
is 781-354-2766, and we'll hook you up.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you guys for coming in. Again, the Library Park Blues Festival is Saturday, September 18th from 1 to 8:30, is that right?
Just quickly, Brian's been a big supporter of us all the way through, too.
Yeah.
We really appreciate
Yep.
the WPMC.
Well, I'm there for every single year, and I love the music, and it is a good time. When you walk into the gates, it is like you're walking into something special, and it just makes you feel calm. Everybody brings their chairs and sits down and just relaxes, and it's a good time. So I like going there too.
When I walked in here today, I said, I am the morning DJ on WPMC.
There you go.
So for all you
You know,
people out
so-
there who are hesitant, we're putting music on. If you say you don't like the blues, it's music, and it's a fun day.
Yep, and like I said, once you're in there, it's a great time.
Yeah.
So,
Thanks,
well, thanks
Brian.
guys for coming in, and thanks for tuning into the Woburn Spotlight. I'm Brian Willett in for Tyler Gates, and stay safe, everybody.